Woodstock.
Morning, people.
Yeah, okay. We're not in Vietnam.
No, we're not.
All right.
Kind of feels like it, though. A lot of rain.
There's a lot of rain. And one day, it just started raining. Forrest Gump. I don't know. It wasn't probably a proper...
No.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Okay, so we dropped the heads on here last night.
Yeah.
And now we have to torque them.
Yes.
So, good old ARP hardware.
ARP Hardware 101-245. I am your substitute teacher. So, one of the things that I find a lot of people make a mistake is with ARP is that they take this stuff and they slather it on everything. And it gets all over the place. And it's a little hard to do it. Sometimes you should just have the tub and the little paintbrush and do it. But we're going to do it this way because we're just very fine like that. But what we are going to do is we're going to clean all of this stuff. One of the things that a lot of folks don't understand when you get parts new from a company, 9 times out of 10, the good companies, this being, you know, push rods from Comp, they all have a film on it. Some sort of, I guess, covering, as you could say, oil. Years ago, a tech from my major oil company called this shelf life. And they put this stuff on it so that they could put these things in boxes and put them on shelves and keep them there for freaking as long as God's creation or until the roaches take over the world. Or it gets sold to you. Well, it comes to you and you take this and you put it straight in the engine, never taking any of the finish off of it that keeps it from rusting. But this doesn't like to mix well with engine oil. So,
Brake clean.
We're going to use some good old
O'Reilly.
brake clean. Brake clean.
O'Reilly.
You know.
We need a sponsor, guys.
We need a sponsor, so, you know, my kids sing the song all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shoot this on brake clean. If you got a table, you can just lay it on the table, spray it, and on...
They are sticky.
They are. And on ARP head studs, they actually have these nice little washers that have a waffled end on one side, a flat end on the other. And if you read the instructions, there is a right or a wrong way. The right way is the unfinished side towards the cylinder head, the waffled side towards the bolt head.
Ah, so I had it right. Cool.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, if you're using ARP head bolts, these washers will come with a bevel on it. So they'll kind of come with a cut on the inside of the washer. That means that the actual bolt will go through and sit on the cut head side of the washer. Little factoid.
We're just going to douse these in brake cleaner?
We're going to douse them in brake cleaner. Monster Garage factoid. How many cans of brake cleaner does it take to clean ARP bolts?
Yeah, so at least did one side of the motor, and he showed me how to do it, and it helps when you have very expensive torque wrenches. Super convenient because then there's no real guessing. I don't like those manual ones because the markings on them are really hard to read, at least for me. It doesn't seem like they're not laid out very well. So when you have these electronic ones, I mean, it beeps at you when you hit it, and it's like, cool, thanks, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? So I just went through the first round of torquing them, and I'm gonna go back again and redo it at 25. It's the first round of torquing at 25 foot-pounds per the instructions of ARP. And then we're gonna go back and do 50 and then 80 on the big bolts. And then the small bolts are what? 28. 28.
One pass.
One pass.
One time.
One time for the one time.
One time for the one time.
So yeah, basically just going through here on the second 25 and just making sure that they all yield pretty much the same. They don't have much movement. So yeah, pretty easy stuff. It's actually weirdly satisfying. For those that have ever put a motor together, this is my first time doing it, and I'm really enjoying myself. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to doing this again at some point. Hopefully not sooner than later on this motor.
Now, would you care to tell the audience at home, Garrett, why are you torquing these in 3 separate passes?
I was hoping you'd tell me that. I mean, I'm assuming you have to, 25 foot-pounds is not going to be enough to hold the head on the motor, I assume. Which is why they tell you to go all the way up to 80. But, yeah, I don't know. I figured you'd give me that answer.
And why you're torquing it in a certain pattern, because it looks like you're not going all the way down the line?
I guess it's to evenly distribute, like evenly, you know, I don't know, something. It makes sense why you would do it this way, kind of. I
wanted to ask him to see what a layman would actually think it would be, but he's almost right.
He's all like, I'm not gonna do this again. Like, they're not.
You do it in multiple passes because you want the torque. Remember, you're taking this and pressuring it that way, so you're squeezing it. You want the torque distribute evenly across the head, so that one side isn't tighter than the other side.
Makes sense. Because
if you tighten this guy up, this whole cylinder head is going to sit up like this. And if you tighten this guy here and leave that alone, the whole cylinder head will come this way.
Makes sense.
So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You distribute the torque completely across the head, and that's for an LS head bolt pattern on any LS engine. You get to the little bolts at the top, it's 28. 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15.
You want me to be accurate, or you want me to be reckless?
I'd like you to be accurately reckless.
Maybe that'll be on my second engine build. I'll have the little bit further down. I've gotten the pattern down pretty solid.
Come on, folks. Can we get a thumbs up and a like on the channel from my man with that? Come on.
Yeah.
Y'all got to give him a like for that, you know? See, now this is the section of the video where we sit there and say, if you haven't already,
please like and comment.
That's
and
right.
Subscribe.
Like, favorite, subscribe.
Hit the notification bell.
Hit the whole notification bell and be part of the engine building crew.
It's afternoon on Sunday. Gotta have the beer. All right. So what are you doing right now? These are rocker arms. I know that.
I am finishing the trunnion retrofit that we got from the wonderful people over at Jegs.
Angle it down.
Jegs.
All right. So explain to folks what a trunnion upgrade does to your rockers.
Well, factory rockers have a very thin bearing I can show you that isn't captured. LS rocker bodies are pretty good. I mean, they've run these things in 1,000 horsepower setups all day long. C5s, C5Rs for the 24 hours of Rolex and 24 hours of Le Mans and all that other stuff. They've run them. But the Achilles heel in the factory setup is the very...
He found a brush.
You see, he had one. The very small trunnion and bearing setup that comes from the factory. Now the bearing setup from the factory just uses one cap on the side like this, and the bearings are in there.
Okay.
And as you can see, there's one little bearing all loose in there. Well, what ends up happening is it sits there and it's captured like this, and obviously this little thing goes up and down like that. Just twist back and forth, because the rocker goes up and down like that.
Right.
Well, what ends up happening is after a while, this starts to walk, and this little cap comes out, and all the little needle bearings in there just spit right out. Your engine eats them, and sayonara motor, you're seeing me or seeing Hardline Customs to rebuild your motor.
Dang, some little needle bearings will kill your motor. Well, yeah.
Can kill it.
Yep. So what do the upgrades do?
So the upgrades are a very nice bearing kit that comes with bearings that I can show you that are completely caged and captured. So as you can see, these are roller bearings that are captured on both sides.
Okay.
Okay. The other added benefit of it is that you get a larger trunnion, or the actual fulcrum that it comes on. As you can see, this one is a heck of a lot bigger than the factory one. I mean, by a ton. And it's also full bearing with a full race.
Right.
So what that means is once oil gets up in here, this puppy's actually going to roll a lot smoother, have less resistance, and be less prone to spitting it out. Plus, it gets a set of snap rings on either side that hold it in and keep it from side loading. If you're building even a stock engine,
it's a nice upgrade.
it's a very nice upgrade. I recommend it on almost 99.9% on anything that I see.
Hey, guys, here comes the moment of truth of dropping the 2.9 Whipple that I asked them to do in white because, here, let me wipe the cylinders off. I asked them to do in white. I had an idea that I was gonna wrap the truck white or something like that, and I was gonna have accented. I don't know why. I think I'm gonna keep the car the same, like bronze, whatever this color is, taupe.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pewter.
Pewter. So I decided to get the blower in white, and then obviously I got the calipers in white. So I'm about to drop this on top of the motor. Dun dun dun. Boom. Boom. That's crazy. Ain't it? Woo! Woo! Don't slip. Hello, beautiful. So the cool thing that Circle D does to let you know that is your converter is they put your last name on it. That's pretty neat. So, tells you the build date, July 2020. So this is a
Triple disc.
258 mil.
258 mil.
Triple disc. Billet front cover.
Stall mid
2800 to 3000.
Says 2800 to 3000 stall.
Yeah.
For a 6L80.
Yep. There you go. Beautiful thing. It's a pretty unit.
Yeah, man.
It's a heck of a unit.
It is hefty. What you doing there, Garrett?
Filling her up.
Why are you putting trans fluid in it?
Because you told me to.
But why?
I don't know. I assume you're supposed to like you do with your oil filter when before you put your oil filter on your, in your car, you fill your oil filter up. I'm assuming it's the same premise.
But why?
To lubricate it?
But why?
You lost me at that point.
You're putting fluid in the converter because it's brand new, because the very first place that the transmission pulls fluid from is
Converter.
the converter. So I'm putting this converter in here, and I gotta seat it and get 3 clicks. So that's one. Let's see if I get the second. That's 2. Come on, baby. Don't be me. It's really hard to do it when the transmission's sitting here like this. Oh, that was her. That was 3.
Where's the truck?
I don't know. Dude.
You were the last one with it. Where is it?
Hold on. Somebody came. Okay.
Hey.
What had happened was.
No, we're not starting that.
What had happened was.
That's how all them, they say that in the movie.
They came, and there was nothing I could do, bro. They just came, and
I don't want to hear that. You know I got a bad history with that.
My bad. But they came and they were like, "Yo, we were supposed to take the Monte Carlo, but that Escalade's on the list," and they just.
Nah, he's just playing. Anyways, it's on the side of the building, on the other side of that wall. That's my dad, by the way. That's my mom. She's cleaning. She likes to clean. We put her to work.
How dare you make your mother clean?
Hey, she likes to do it. She asked for it. So, the truck is not done, but the motor is put back in the truck.
Yep.
It is bolted to the transmission.
Yep.
And we pushed it out of the shop.
Yes, and almost broke our back in the process.
We really did. That is a heavy truck. And being on 24s with no power steering, because of course it's not running, that sucked.
COVID-19 workout, find an Escalade that's broken down and push it uphill.
Like, I mean, not even a big hill, like
Just a little
1%, not even 1%, like a 1/4%.
Barely a speed bump.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. My mom was in there steering. She got her arm workout.
That's right.
And yeah, so we're cleaning up.
I'm out of here.
In a week, we'll be back.
Here. For y'all, it might be 30 seconds.
Yeah, it'll literally be a few days.
For me,
It'll be a week.
Wow.
Wow. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get everything put back on the motor.
Yes.
We're gonna have it running.
Yes.
And we pray that it doesn't blow up when we first start it up.
But I hope it does.
Well, no. See, he's mayhem. He is the mayhem dude off the Allstate commercials, right? Allstate. He's mayhem. I don't want mayhem. I want civility. I want peace, tranquility, functioning. I see. Don't listen. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. I'm turning around. So we'll be back in a week. Hopefully this video will be up before then. I'm going to be taking a lot of time editing, and it's going to be a good time. So see you guys next week.